All right, good morning students, or good afternoon, and greetings from Massachusetts. I'm still here with my mom, if you haven't heard, if you've been absent. I'm currently in Massachusetts and not with you, unfortunately, because my mother is dying of brain cancer, which is a real bummer. In just a minute, I'm gonna cut out and do like a little science thing about what brain cancer is, because I didn't know before. So just kind of a little interesting science side note. We'll get to that in just a minute. But first, I just want to welcome you and introduce the objective, and then we'll get going on the starter, which you should have already started. And in the meantime, I'd like to thank you for your great behavior. I've been in contact with our guest teacher, and Mr. Holt assured me that you guys have been really great, and even though there's been some distractions, that you've been working well. So continue that great respect for our guest teacher. We will have a different guest teacher on Thursday. So this video, you're either viewing it on Thursday or Friday of this week. So again, greetings from Massachusetts, and thanks for your continued show Grizzly Pride in the classroom. And let's keep learning about careers in art. Here's the objective for the day. Okay, the objective today, I can research a specific art career. Go ahead and pause the video and then restart in about a minute after everyone's written that down. Thanks. So let's talk a little bit about the science of cancer and how it works. On our the light blue side here, we can see what happens normally, where a cell is dividing via mitosis. You've learned about that in science. It's copying itself. And when something goes wrong, that red funky looking cell, then that cell is not allowed to continue. It stops. It's done. With cancer, it slips through and keeps copying itself even though it's messed up. And that's how cancer gets going. Next, we're going to take a look at an image of a live person. It's called an MRI, and it uses magnets to see inside of a living person, inside the brain. You can see the normal part of the brain that's gray, and then the tumor, the cancer cells, are white. And a tumor happens when those cancer cells keep growing and growing and growing, and they're starting to push on the other parts of the brain. And that's where the problems come in, because your brain does so many amazing things. This cancer is pushing on it and causing problems. It doesn't allow the brain to work normally, work how it's supposed to. So that's why a tumor is a problem, because it's pushing on stuff, screwing stuff up, doesn't work right. And this actually connects to art careers, because you can actually be a medical illustrator, meaning that you would draw these things to help scientists, help doctors, and help students. So interesting connection to an art career. All right, students, thanks for writing down the objective in your planner. Now, if you haven't already started, you should have on your starter. Then get going on that now. We're on number 2, so we're down here on the second box, and you're going to be looking at a poster, a graphic design poster. So I hope you enjoy that one, and you've got 5 minutes to do that. While you're doing the starter, that's when our attendance taker needs to take attendance. So make sure that you're doing that during these 5 minutes. Thanks. Okay, go ahead and pause the video now so that you can go ahead and draw this. Remember, this is in box number 2 on your starter. So go ahead and do that now. You've got 5 minutes. All right, so last class you watched a DVD about careers in art and hopefully filled out this notes page. Keep this note page, it's on the back of your starter, and that'll help you to do the next things that we're going to do. The paragraph, which you've already started, I think a little bit probably, and also a poster about your chosen career that you're going to work on this poster with a partner. So, should have already done this. This is going to help you with the next steps. If you don't have it, that's okay, but you need to catch up a little bit by looking at those packets that are about different careers in art. Okay, let's take a look now at one of the packets. So I'm just using this packet about web design. Some of them aren't really packets, they're just front and back side. So if it's not stapled, don't worry about that. This is something that's going to stay in the classroom, so don't take it with you because more students need to use it. We're going to take it, kind of dissect this a little bit to pull out some important parts that we might use in the paragraph. So again, the paragraph is not something that you're for sure going to go into after high school or after college or after special job training. It's just something that you're interested in. If you're not interested in any of the careers or you can't imagine yourself being in any of those careers, sorry, just pick one and find some interesting information about it. So with these packets, I know that sometimes they feel a little bit overwhelming. What we're going to do is just start right from the top. First off, you can learn a lot from the title. Let's take a look at web design. Without even really reading anything about it, I know that it's about design, so it's about art, about putting things in places where it looks good. And web, it has to do with the internet, has to do with computers. So before I even start reading, I know quite a bit about it. I know that it has to do with computers and the internet, so if I like computers and the internet and I like art, this might be a good career for me. So that's a sentence already that I could use for my structured paragraph. That first reason that I'm interested is that it has to do with computers, and I really like to work with computers, and maybe I even know some of these programs, these skills that you need to have for this particular job. Okay, then I want you to kind of skim down. Now you see that I've like highlighted and done some notes. That's more for me, so I know where I'm pointing. But since we are going to be reusing these, you could just do stuff lightly in pencil and then erase it. But I don't recommend highlighting just because other students will use these. I might look down here and see that frequently, so that means most, web designers are self-employed and design on a part-time or full-time basis. So maybe that's something that it's attractive to me that I could work from home, or that I could work part-time. Maybe that's something that would be attractive to me as far as a job goes. So that's another thing that I could write in the paragraph. So dig through these, read carefully, but then you can also skim and just pull out little bits of information. The point is not to copy from this. I don't want you to do that. You're just bringing ideas from this into why you'd be interested. Okay, what we're going to do now is you're going to have some time to finish up with that paragraph. Pause me. When we come back, then we'll start working on a poster in Partners. So go ahead and finish up on those paragraphs. Remember, use the guest teacher as a resource here. She can help you out with turning the information that you have here into a paragraph. All right, good luck. I'll see you in a few minutes. Okay, so now you've finished up the paragraph, or at least most of you have wrapped up with that. Now we're going to create some posters in pairs. Now I'm going to let the guest teacher decide how he or she would like to split you into pairs, how that's going to work best. So I'm not there. He or she has a rule on that one. Okay, so now there's a couple things that I want you to make sure that you have in the poster. Now feel free to decorate these however you'd like, but let's get the essentials down first. First off, one of the essentials is going to be the job title. So it's going to be the career that you see up top, the title. Now you could do something from the video that I did not have in the packets, but you're going to have to do some of your own research on those two computers in the back. If you're using those, it's a privilege, not a right. So if you're messing around playing games, sorry, you're going to get kicked off, okay? And we're going to have limited time on those computers in the back. I'd recommend just using the packets because the information's already available. So we've got the title. We also need a job description. So what are you really doing in this job? And in the case of web design, we can find that on the second page here. And it gives a really nice description right here of the web designer in particular. A web designer lays out a website and creates logos and art with various computer programs for uploading. So really just simple description. It can be as little as one sentence. Another thing that I want you to put down is what type of work environment you'd be in. So I kind of already went over that earlier, but you might work from home, you might work for a company, an internet service provider, design studio, or agency. This is for web design. It's going to be different for different careers. Next, I'd like you to put down the skills that you would need for this job. So for web design, it's a lot of kind of computer skills, computer programs that you would need to know. And I've highlighted those there. So you need Flash, HTML, XHTML, CSS, PHP, jQuery, and Java. So that's just a little bit of an overview of some of the skills that you would need to have, the computer skills in particular. Education, what type of education would you need to get a position? And sometimes it's like not totally clear in these packets. Do your best to find that information. If you can't, try to do some further research. But if you have to skip over something because you really can't find it, not the end of the world. But I'd like you to at least get most of these basics. Also, the salary that you'd earn in this type of position. And there might be like kind of subcategories. So for example, with web design, a web designer is going to make a little bit different amount of money than say a webmaster. So they're kind of two positions that are kind of within web designer. Okay. So go ahead and at the directions of the guest teacher, you're going to divide into pairs and start creating these posters. And I look forward to seeing those. About 10 minutes before the end of class, turn me back on for one last message. Thanks. All right, hopefully you've got about 10 minutes left in class and you're rejoining me now. You guys have made some fantastic artwork this semester and I really want you to take it home. Since I'm not around, we won't have more time to work on your paintings. So please take painting panels home. Please take ceramic work home as well. That's all located on the carts and it's by section, by period. So make sure you pick those things up and bring them home. Even if you don't like them, maybe your parents, other family members would enjoy them. So I really encourage you to take them home. If you really don't want them, leave them with the guest teacher and I will take them. Also, you have a little bit of art in the cabinet, all the folders and stuff. So grab your artwork from there. Leave me with the manila folders that look like this. This is the only thing that you're leaving behind in the cabinet. If you don't want the stuff inside of your folder, please put that in the recycling bin. But the folders, I will reuse those. So please put those in a stack on my desk and I can reuse those. So again, take your artwork, leave the folder. That'd really help me out. All right, have a great rest of your day and thanks for joining me for our class today. Thanks, bye.